Welcome to the second episode of What Do You Dream About? My guest today is a very good friend of mine. We've known each other for years, since high school. His name is Joggie, and he's got the biggest vinyl collection I have ever seen. As you can see behind us, well, not here, but he's got over 900 vinyls, and we're gonna be chatting about that and how he got into the vinyl scene. Joggie's always been passionate about music. We've always been dreaming about making music since we started getting to know each other. Or we had a band together, we made music together, and Joggie is just one of those guys that's always been in love with music and passionate about the art of music. So Joggie, welcome. Thank you for doing this. Yes. And please tell us a little bit about yourself. And
okay, well, I'm Joggie. I'm very passionate about music, also a lot of other stuff as well, but music has been a big part of my life since I can remember. I also have worked in music, I've made some music, I just love it. Yeah, I'm married to my beautiful wife Karin. We have 2 dogs.
Well, when would you say your love, your passion, let's say your passion, because you can love something from a young age, but you're not necessarily passionate about it. So when would you say your passion for music evolved, or your love for music evolved into a passion?
I would say when I was about 5 or 6 years old. It's the earliest thing I can remember.
That's when most kids play billy karaoke.
Yeah, I could remember my father was also hectic into music. Also listened to, you know, Deep Purple, Black Sabbath, underground stuff, you know, and stuff that I grew up with. And I think sort of the feel for music started out there. I think where my passion for making music and creating something new started is I watched the Rock in Rio film of Iron Maiden, where they played in front of 250,000+ people, and immediately there it was like I knew what I wanted to do. It was never about the fame for me. I think it was always about I want to create something that speaks to someone's heart and speaks to someone. Doesn't matter which style of music it is, it just needs to sort of wake something up inside of you. Yeah. I think that's the whole thing for me, is to be able to share music and talk about music and make music together is probably my favorite thing in the world.
Yeah, Joggie, so obviously we gather that you love music, you love making music. So in the making music part, what instruments do you play? Do you play instruments, and what do you play, and who taught you? Or did you teach yourself?
Well, yeah, again, my father, we had a piano when we were young, and I used to go crazy on the thing. Guitar was my main instrument, my main love. I think in the beginning is just to see the passion on the guys' faces while they're playing a guitar solo and going crazy. But on your question, yeah, I play guitar. I started playing bass guitar as well after I learned the guitar. And about 8 years ago, I started playing drums, which became my new passion after the guitar. And I really enjoy playing drums as well. But I think if I can, I would learn all the instruments that is available to me to learn. I play 4 instruments, you know, and maybe the triangle.
4 instruments are crazy to me. Yeah. If I can reminisce a bit, looking back at when my musical journey started, and you know, I started with you know, the hardest music I listened to was like Blink-182, Green Day, Offspring, bands, yeah. You know, those guys. And then I met Joggie, I met you, and it was like Iron Maiden and Slayer and all those guys, and Slipknot, and just to name a couple. And this it's not a question, it's just a fact.
It's a fact. Yeah.
After school, Joggie finished before me, so he's 2 years older than me. And I remember after school we'd go to Joggie's brother's house, Tina's, and Joggie would be sleeping on the sleeper couch with Slipknot like boosting in the background, and I was like, what the? Why? How can this guy sleep with Slipknot playing in the background?
Best sleep of my life.
If you can say your top 3 or 5 vinyls, and maybe your favorite artist of all time, the biggest influence.
Yeah, it's pretty easy to tell you my favorite band is Deftones. Was at a point in my life they were like sort of the only thing I listened to constantly. But yeah, so I would say my favorite band is Deftones, and to rate my favorite LPs is a bit more difficult because there's sort of emotional value and sentimental value to some of the LPs, even though it might not be my favorite band or favorite album of that specific band. There's definitely that element in there where there's a connection to it that makes it bigger than just the songs that's on the album. I would say probably, let's say the most important record that got me started was Led Zeppelin's first debut album, Led Zeppelin 1, which Karin, my wife, bought for me for our first wedding anniversary. Favorite albums, I think White Pony by Deftones will probably be up there as one of my favorite albums. But yeah, man, there's so many music, so much music that I listen to, and I like jazz, I like blues, rock and roll, metal, some country, classical music. There's so many genres that I listen to that it's really difficult to say which ones are my favorite.
You use the word hobby. This is a hobby. So what do you do when you're not doing this?
Well, okay, to fund the hobby.
Yeah, what do you do to support
my hobby? The obsession, is I'm in the property business, and
real estate.
Yeah, I'm not an agent. Me and my father-in-law, we look for properties that need some TLC, and we buy it, and then we fix it up and resell it for some profit. But literally, that's my work, man. Awesome. I have freedom because I work for myself, and I enjoy my work. Sometimes, like I think most people's jobs, is frustrating. Sometimes we struggle to get places sold and so on. So it's just a frustrating business, but I have freedom to do this. I have freedom to quickly run into a pawn shop and check for more records or whatever. So
just to make that clear, a pawn
shop.
P-A-W-N shop.
Yeah, not that other one.
I think the important thing is, independence. But looking at your history, or what we just discussed, your love for music started around 5-6 years old. It just grew from there, evolved into something like an obsession, like you said, and then you studied music, sound engineering.
I did.
And you worked in the music industry, and now you work with your father-in-law. So my question is, and I think we can finish off with this question is, what is your dream? I mean, looking at everything now, looking at your life now, what do you still dream about accomplishing? Would you go back into the music industry? And kind of what will you do? If not, what do you dream about?
Well, I think with dreams and stuff that you want to pursue and still accomplish in your life, you have sort of short-term goals and long-term goals. And short-term goal is obviously for now is I want to finish the band's second album and finish recording the vocals and so on, so that we just have that. So that's really part of the dream, is just to get another album that the hard work that we put in for the last few years that I can sort of just hold in my hand. I don't really plan on putting it out there or whatever. If someone else likes it, awesome. It's never been about being famous. It's just about making music. I've always wanted to be a music producer. That is has been my dream. I think since I've been late in high school, and to help other artists create the best version of the song that they have an idea of. Because that's what this is about.
Yes.
These songs and this music here is the best versions that they could be.
Yes.
Of that specific song. I've heard covers of songs which are good, but I will always go back to the emotion that's behind the original song.
Yes.
And I think that's why I want to be there when a song is sort of a baby and growing up to become this amazing thing. Because like I said, music is my passion and I really love it. So,
Thanks, Jog.
no problem. Thank you.
Dankie vir jou, buddy.
Hey.